We are already, I think, let me double check different platforms. Waiting for connections. Yes, we are connected on Binance Live and connected on, oh, I need to add our Nimble Twitter live as well. Okay. Okay, I believe we're connected everywhere. I'm going to start our 30-second countdown. I will see you in 30 seconds.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, GM, everyone, welcome to our Nimble AI panel. Today we have Ashley from Marlin, and also we have Alex, as always, from Nimble, right over here to talk about latest development in AI, especially AI builders in or AI projects in the Web3 space, right? First, we would like to invite our guest speaker, Ashley, over here. Would you like to introduce yourself and introducing the project to us? Thank you.
Hey, thanks, Moon. Hey, everyone. Hi. I'm Ashley. I lead product and ecosystem at Marlin. And Marlin is a verifiable computing protocol. We offer two products, Oyster and Calypso. So Oyster is a T-based coprocessor, which helps projects to compute off-chain in a secure manner and then verify the result on-chain along with the attestation. So we can go more in depth about these later further in the call. And then we have Calypso, which is a ZK-proof marketplace. The idea there is there are a bunch of ZK rollups, ZK VMs, and ZK dApps, but generating proofs on the client side is still not evolved as we want it to be because users are pretty much used to having things delivered within sub-seconds. So yeah, so having a proof marketplace wherein you can outsource the proof generation and then get the proof delivered to you uh, in a shorter time frame at a cheaper cost is always ideal. That's what we do with Calypso. So yeah, that's what Marlin does.
Cool. Thank you so much, Elsie, for the introduction. And Alex, would you also like to let our audience learn about Nimble and your role at Nimble as well? Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey guys, I mean, for those of you who've been here, you probably know me already. Marketing lead at Nimble, and for the Marlin audience, basically to give you a little introduction about Nimble, open AI trying to democratize AI development usage, right? That means that we want developers to build, to own, and demonetize and process these AI agents, these little jobs to the world, so to speak, using optimal computing power. And out there in the AI world, and we want to overcome these, whether it's high barriers of entry or centralization. So yeah, we'll give more.
Alex, maybe, yeah, you also need to switch your Wi-Fi connection again because it's a little bit glitchy. But thank you so much for the intro. And for people who are not familiar with Nimble, this is an open AI network designed to democratize AI development and usage, allows anyone to build, own, and profit from AI agents using optimized computing resources. And later, Alex will share more information with us. He is definitely an expert over here. And Ashley, so talking about, yeah, let's come back to Martin over here. Can you let us know what is variable computing and why your team wanted to focus on these? What is your team's background? Sorry, it's kind of like two questions into one. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. So as you know, the whole blockchain space evolved as a um, repository of transactions, as a immutable ledger, which is decentralized and trustless. But over a period of time, what has evolved is we started realizing that more use cases can be built using this technology, right? So it transformed from a mere transaction value storage to a actual use case infra, right? So hence the need for, and you can't do all of this on chain, right? Because running like AI models and stuff, they can't be run on chain. Hence the need for your off-chain computation space. But whenever you are running things off chain, there are three major risks. One is your data getting stolen, or your data getting compromised, or your data getting manipulated. And the third one is, how do you ensure that the computation is performed the way it is supposed to perform, right? Or the way it is supposed to be executed. Hence the need for a verifiable computing space. So what verifiable computing allows you to do is to confirm that a computation was performed the way it is supposed to be, without needing to go through all the computation itself, right? So that you can be assured that the result is true and verified. So there are a bunch of techniques to perform verifiable computations. So you may have heard of ZKPs, zero knowledge proofs, then MPC, multi-party computations, and then there is FHE, which is fully homomorphic encryption. Then you also have TEs, which is trusted execution environments. So at the current moment, MPCs, I mean, there are different levels of trade-offs between these techniques, but with Marlin, we focus on TEs and ZKPs, right? So TEs are nothing but trusted execution environments. They are more of like a secure compartment within your processors. So what it allows is whatever computation that is running inside of TE, even the host memory can't access it. So you can be assured that whatever the computation that you have delegated is performed the way it is supposed to. It's supposed to be executed, and no one is tampering with those inputs or the computation itself, right? And on the other hand, I spoke about ZKPs, the proof marketplace that we have built, which is circuit agnostic and chain agnostic. We can also support generation of ZK proofs inside of TEs. So yeah, that's the whole field of verifiable computation. And when it comes to the team's background, we initially started as a relay network, but over a period of time, what we have realized is a bunch of infrastructure and everything that we are uh, running ourselves, for example, say the nodes or the front ends or the back ends, all of this were running on cloud, right? And mostly with centralized entities. That's where we realized that, okay, it came mostly from our own needs. That's how we got involved into this whole co-processor and TE space. And when we spoke to other Web3 projects, most of the people within the ecosystem are also relying on cloud infrastructure. So TE seems to be the only practical solution to decentralize most of this components. That's how we got involved into TEs. And then on the ZKP side, what we have realized is, if you look into the whole ZKP supply chain, the most of the value unlock will happen towards the proof generation, which is more tangible to both the projects as well as the developers. That's why we got involved into these two. So yeah.
Got it. Thank you so much, Esli, yeah, for letting us know the information, and also the team's decision, right, to be focused on variable computing. And let's circle back to Alex, our head of marketing at Nimble. Do you wanted to check your connections by saying hi?
Yeah, I think it should work way better.
Oh yes, this is great. Thank you so much. Thank you, Alex. Yeah, glad to hear you over here very smoothly. So our question for you, Lee Strong, is who would like to learn about what role does AI play in addressing global challenges such as climate change. This is definitely a very interesting issue, right? And also healthcare accessibility as well as education. Yeah, in equality. This is those are very important issues, right, in our everyday life. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I think we think a lot about this in Nimble, not just kind of trying to be in our little circle of Web3 AI. Of course, decentralizing AI computation is key to being able to scale it in a reliable way. But when it comes to, let's say, addressing these massive global challenges, right? It's not any little one. It's like climate change. We believe AI can play a good role. So whether it's improving climate modeling, and for those of you unfamiliar with climate modeling, it's basically when you use computational modeling and mathematical equations to kind of predict that the climate ecosystem. So whether it's those heat maps that you see of the globe, like upper half is very red, maybe lower half is doing a bit better, or predicting extreme events. That helps a lot. And then we also think when it comes to climate change, it's about AI, maybe AI agents helping you improve and lower the your overall carbon footprint, right? If you guys have seen her with Scarlett Johansson kind of like whispering in the ear, and then kind of trying to tell people, maybe this way they can help you say, hey, why don't you take the train versus the car, right? This lowers your carbon footprint. Why don't you reduce your plastics usage? All of these, and maybe decentralize in the marketplace for trading carbon credits. I think it's a very obscure way right now how it's done. It's very much less transparent than it should be. You see all these companies all coming out and saying we're carbon neutral, but most of the time it's because they've actually bought enough carbon credits to offset their current emissions while they're kind of like winding down as much as possible on those emissions. So this is kind of climate change, in a nutshell. When it comes to healthcare accessibility, I think this was the second point. I think it's about early diagnosis, right? Whether it's improving the current tools that we have, whether it's accessibility in terms of telemedicine. Imagine before you sign up on a call with your doctor, you have this pre-screening, gives you a better diagnosis. The doctor maybe that can happen before, and the doctor just have the data, and this way a lot more patients have access. With something like this, we're thinking in terms of healthcare accessibility that AI can contribute. And when it comes to like educational inequality, this is a really big topic. But since there are a lot of parts of the world where mobile penetration is way higher, imagine little AI agents like the GPTs of the world, but decentralized, being able to, developers using LLMs, right? The language models for multilingual format, to be able to have more customized, be able to create these customized curriculars for smaller communities that might speak, a language that's not widely used. Like, let's say there are like only 500,000 speakers of this specific language. So you have people through like good mobile penetration being able to access the same high standard of quality, like education, that otherwise wouldn't really be as easy to access. I wouldn't say possible, but as easy to access. So yeah, these are the three ways we see it at Nimble, and we we hope to contribute to it as much as possible.
Nice. Yeah, and I also personally also think that the AI tool accessibility as well as education will broaden the gap between so many people, because considering that in a lot of areas people still do not know that AI tools even exist, right? So this is definitely something really important that hopefully there's a way that could be. So just like earlier, right, our goal is to build, to let anyone build, own, and profit from AI agent, and it's available anywhere, right? Hopefully one day we could reach this really, really large goal. Thank you so much, Alex, for sharing your views with us. And next, we would like to circle back to Ashley from Marlin, and we'd like to talk about the role of variable computing in case of AI. Can you share some use cases with us? Thank you.
Yeah, just now Alex mentioned a couple of key topics, right? Especially the healthcare and also the decision making for individuals. Hey, whether you want to take a car or whether you want to take a train, right? So all of this requires you working on personal information, right? And you are accessing confidential data. So verifiable computing helps you to access this data in a confidential manner and helps you to work on this data, right? So if you look at the current AI space, there are a few challenges. One, all the AI models are pretty much complex. They are opaque and closed source, and they are centralized, right? Where there are only 3 or 4 large corporations who are controlling all these powerful AI models, with an exception to Llama 405, which has been open sourced, right? But if you remove that, pretty much every other model is pretty much centralized. And you have to trust the result as it is. There is no way for you to verify, okay, the result that is shared, is it the right one or not? And the data that is being used for model training, they can be misused. So what verifiable computing allows you to do is the data can be sort of stored inside of keys, and then the data can be, that specific confidential data can be used for model training, so that no one knows that, okay, you are not exposing your confidential data, especially when it comes to healthcare or when it comes to personalized habits. You don't want that information to be openly available. And you can actually verify the model outputs, because everything happens which AI chain is being used. So the whole idea of verifiable computing is it will tell you that, okay, this specific model has been used and this specific data has been used to train this specific model, so that there is the whole idea of data provenance and privacy along the way. And the third one is no one can tamper the user data, right? So we spoke about the confidentiality of the data being the critical aspect of it. So how this will empower the overall space is, one, you will have secure compute for AI tasks. So when we speak about AI agents doing tasks on behalf of us, they are accessing confidential data and they are making decisions on the data. So you now have two ways. One, when an AI agent takes a decision on behalf of you can go back and check whether they made the right decision or not. If not, you can improve them, right? So that's one. And the second thing is the data that you are using is only accessible to that AI agent and not revealed to anyone else, right? And the third thing is there is also a trust in AI outputs. If there is no trust, the most important thing is trust. If there is no trust, no one is going to use your AI agent. So verifiable computing allows you to trustly interact with this AI agents and their results as well. So yeah, that's what where verifiable computing comes into picture.
Nice. Thank you so much, Leslie, for sharing all the detail with us. And definitely, this is very high tech, right? If you could share your screen and let us see it, right? And that would be great as well. So, next question over here, I would also like to ask Alex some Nimble specific question over here. Can you explain Nimble's decentralized AI orchestration network works and the benefit it brings to the AI and blockchain ecosystems? Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I think it has two sides, right? There's the AI computation execution side of things, for which we have this kind of decentralized layer of miners and validators. So miners execute the tasks, so that ensures there's reliability on the network, there's efficiency, the network itself is scalable. If you have a lot more AI tasks to be completed all of a sudden, there is enough supply. There's enough wallets to be able to cater to that, so to speak, and mining power. And then you have the validator side of things, right? Somebody needs to validate that the AI tasks and the integrity of the AI tasks that have been completed. If that's not happening, then we appeal to our slashing mechanism. Hopefully not. We've had very low slashing figures so far, so we're really happy with that. But this is like the main layer that when it comes to computation execution. And then when it comes to benefits, we have the staking and reputation system. So we've launched it a few weeks ago, and we've seen the number of wallets kind of skyrocket. We were super happy with like 10,000, and reaching 12,000 wallets, and then 50,000, and now we're close to 100,000. Actually, we're over 90,000 wallets created opened in the past month and a little bit, I believe, right? Moonlight. So when it comes to this, let's say you're a new miner, you come into the network and you open up your wallet, you want to start mining. What we do is we put you in a training pool, training mining pool. You have 14 days with the lower reputation score that increases if you complete AI tasks accurately. And then, if successful, then you move to like the official mining pool, so to speak. And you have this reputational score that I keep mentioning, and that basically matters because if you have a lot of mining power, which is corresponding to how much GPU computing power you have, whether it's physical or through the number of GPUs you actually own, or virtual through the virtual computing space that you have, if your score is low, you might not receive enough AI tasks that would be worth the number of GPUs or that GPU computing power that you specifically own or come into play with. So that's why it's important to have that reputation score, high reputation score.
Mhm.
Every Nimble token that is issued, based on the work that you do as a miner, gets staked automatically. You can increase your score by staking more. So it's a system that kind of rewards good contribution to the network, so we can maintain it, very like we can maintain trust as has been mentioned, and scalability.
Nice. Thank you so much. Yes, and also Alex pointed out that reputation score is certainly really, really important, right? Sometimes we heard from different miners and asking, oh, why I couldn't get enough quests or why I couldn't mine enough tokens, right? Because reputation, and soon our dashboard will be available so that everyone could check your reputation scores and also check your reward or your token Nimble token balance, right? That's immediately, and that's really going to be very convenient. Thanks so much, Alex, for sharing. Following that, we're going to come back to ask from Marlin how Marlin TEES helps in variable computing, and can you also using some simpler terms to explain what is TEES? I'm sorry, I'm not techie at all, and you're like super expert. Yeah, please help us to understand what exactly that is. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Let me share a bit more about TEs. So TEs are nothing but trusted execution environments. So consider them as a specialized hardware. So, for example, when you run some computation on your laptop, which is, say, for example, you are doing a math, 9 into 8 equal to 72, and that specific math, your system still logs that information, right? That you have run this specific computation, 9 equal to 8 equal is 72. That specific computation is logged by your system. But what happens when you outsource that specific computation to a TE is trusted execution environments, they have a specialized memory inside of the hardware. So that computation happens inside of this specialized memory, or we call it secure enclave. Apple also recently announced for their PCC, private cloud compute, they are going to use secure enclaves or TEs. So what happens is the computation will run inside of this specialized memory, and whatever the computation happened, even the chip won't register it. So it's pretty much like the computation happened inside of a black box. So no one will know what sort of inputs that you have given. You will just get a result that it is 72, and then you will also get something called as a attestation or a certificate, which shows that the computation happened inside of a TE. So that's at a high level. So everything happens as it is. So for developers, it's pretty easy to onboard themselves to TEs compared to other verifiable computing techniques, because there is a steep learning curve when it comes to, say, FHE or ZKP or MTC. But TEs are pretty much, you can use whatever you as a developer use. Either it can be Python, Go, Rust, or whatever. You just need to sort of build it as a Docker and then outsource it to the network. So that's pretty much simple, right? And the use cases are immense, right? So when it comes to crypto cross AI, TEs is the I would say the most appropriate solution compared to the other techniques, given that they are super fast, pretty much widely available. The learning curve is not so steep. And the third thing is, the fourth one is they are pretty much affordable, right? So TEs are anywhere between 30 to 50% more expensive compared to your traditional servers. But again, that is now. In 5 years down the lane, when we have open source TEs as well. So I think that price difference will go away, and then we see TEs becoming the base layer. So there is no way why a developer would not want to get the additional layer of confidentiality. I mean, within the Web3 space, that is one of the things that we strive for, right? And when it comes to the use cases, AI is obviously one of the use cases that we are observing. So we are able to run applications like AI models like Llama 3 as well as Mistral inside of TEs. And with confidential computing GPUs coming to TEs, so NVIDIA H100 coupled with Intel TDX, GPUs are also coming to TEs. This was not possible 5 years back. right? So this is also a pretty much a huge advancement within the space. So now you will be able to run AI models at a much more faster level, in plus additional layer of you get verifiable computation added to that. So AI models is one of the use cases. We are seeing AI agents running inside of TEs, acting on behalf of the customers, right? So one is DeFi is one of the major use cases wherein people want to run, say, prediction models, and then a specific event or the action happens based on a specific event, and you will only keep it safeguarded once it is running inside of a TE. Else, if you keep it open source, someone can try to manipulate you, right, and make money off you. So that's where TEs comes into picture. These second case is medical research, like Alex spoke about earlier. So if you are if you want to determine early detection of specific diagnosis and treatment, you have to work on multiple data points. So ultimately, what AI models require is heavy data so that they can find patterns. So, and when you are working with so much of heavy data, you have to ensure that this data is not getting stolen or data not getting manipulated. Else, your results will also be wrong. So once the results are wrong, no one is trusting your AI agent. So you have to ensure that the AI agents are sort of trustworthy, right? So yeah, what I envision is Marlin as the secure and verifiable computing powerhouse, and as decentralized compute networks. Um, I mean, as we are powering the decentralized services, decentralized compute networks also plays an important role. And for developers, they want to have an option. I don't think that they will require it for everything. If you are doing a simple math, 2 plus 2 equal to 4, you might not want to do it on a T. But if you are working with personal data, you want to use a T, right? And that's where we come into picture. And model devs, they can build the model, they can keep the models private, and then still monetize the model, similar to what Nimble is doing, right? So application developers who are building on Nimble, they can leverage Marlin's infrastructure to monetize their model by keeping the weights private, right? So they can serve both via APIs as well as smart contracts. That's where we come into picture, and the platform helps the developers to do all of these things in a single window. So yeah, that's where Marlin comes into picture.
Got it. Thank you so much, Ashley, for all the information with us. Feel like learning
Yeah.
something new every day. Thank you. And following that, another Nimble specific question to Alex as well. Here we go. How does Nimble foster community collaborations and knowledge sharing through our platform? And also, what tools and features are available to support the process? Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are three major aspects, right? It's the ecosystem itself. So it's things like developers being able to have a peer review of their AI agents before they publish it on the AI Agent Hub, and then it's things like knowledge sharing tools themselves, right? Having dashboards that indicate which AI agents perform better, which are preferred, what industry related AI agent is more in demand right now, right? That could influence building power, so to speak, on the network. And the queries that you can find, and the AI Agent Hub itself that allows you to kind of see what's out there. And lastly, it's like the educational initiatives, right? It's either this AI panel and that we have right now with Marlin, and it's the fourth session already. And the events that we've hosted, like the one at ECC where we had 25 partners trying to see those thinking, we're really interested in like partnering in some capacity, building on top of the network, or exploring financial opportunities there. We're going to be at Token 249 Korea Blockchain Week, by the way, having 2 events there. So we're continuing that. And then our increasing documentation. I think soon enough, everybody will see updated tech bites, even more chats. I think you're planning to reveal this AI Builder chat that's coming soon for us. So a very technical side for developers to actually be able to understand, ask questions, and be up to speed on what Nimble is doing. So yeah, it's these three things.
Nice. Thank you so much, Alex, for sharing. And by the way, actually, well, Martin also go to Token 2049 or Korean Blockchain Week.
Yeah, we will be. I mean, one of our colleagues in Korea, he'll be attending the KBW, but we'll be there for Token 2049 as well as DevCon. So what we are looking forward to is DevCon, and for us, events is a great way to learn more about the ecosystem and what are the different use cases and how can we make our platform better. And hackathons, to be honest, we got a bunch of feedback that has significantly improved our developer tooling. So one thing that we have realized is how can we make the platform more developer friendly, and we gathered a bunch of feedback during these events, especially during hackathon. So yeah, we would be there contributing and also gathering more feedback from our customers as well as developers.
Cool. And Alex, what are some of the events that you might possibly go, or what Nimble might possibly collaborate with which teams, or what side events that we might be at? Yeah, perhaps both of you could meet together in Singapore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
I'd
sure.
love to. Yeah, we definitely have to. Or for DevCon as well. Maybe let's discuss a potential partnership on that. Um, I think for us, we're going to be a growth con. That I know we're talks to be a growth con with the Social Scan with Hemera. So guys, find us there. Say hi. It's going to be the entire team. And then the Korea blockchain means are going to be actually multiple events. There's an AI summit, so to speak, that's happening all day on September 14 until 7 p.m. Our founder, Jin, he's going to be speaking on a panel. We're going to have a keynote speech as well. So definitely that's going to be probably the biggest event that we're partaking. And then we've partnered as an ecosystem partner with Elysium. So we're going to be at their Google workshop with Google, at their KOL event. And so yeah, basically for Korea Blockchain Week everywhere, and for Token 2049, mostly GrowthCon, which is always a great event, happening on a recurrent basis, right? ETC, Token, I believe in Denver too.
Awesome. Hey, I think maybe we should make some stickers or something to to give away over there, right? Actually, what are some of the merch that you guys are going to give away?
So our t-shirts were a hit in each CC. So a bunch of people came back just to ask for our merch. So yeah, so we pretty much got emptied within the first 4 hours on day one. So
wow.
Wow,
that's crazy.
So so we are just still figuring out how can we make it better, but yeah, that's something that we look forward to. But yeah,
cool.
And then for us, mostly like I said, it's a way for us to meet other projects and also gather feedback. So yeah, look forward to doing that, continue doing that, and meeting projects we have been partnering with, right, like Nimble and others. So
yeah, let's meet with each other in real life in Singapore. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thanks,
bye,
Alex.
Yeah, feel free to click on leave the meeting so you could just leave the meeting room. And then I'm going to play some ending music over here. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Nice, everyone. Okay, let me see. We got some comments over here. Hello, Team Nimble. You're GM first. This is so cute. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. We have a very happy AI panel morning session with our partner over here, Ashley from Marlin, and also with our in-house marketing lead from Nimble Technology. I'm going to play some music to end today's AI panel. Let's go. Happy Wednesday.